Beitzah Perek Gimel Mishnah Chet. Okay, so we're in the middle of talking about a person doing preparation in order to cook on Yom Tov. And in order to cook on Yom Tov, you had to have the material, the dry goods, the things that you needed, the spices, the grains. People didn't shop the way we shop today. They shopped day to day. They got what they needed for the day. That got them through the day. The same thing seems to be true on Yom Tov. So if a person wanted or needed something on Yom Tov, if he wanted to, he would go to a shopkeeper. We learned in the previous Mishnah, we learned actually in the beginning of the first parak, that let me see, it's Mishnah, Parak Aleph, Mishnah Hey. Let's go back and find it. Okay, we learned this idea of Ein Mistalkinet HaTrisim B'Yom Tov. Okay, and these Trisim were Mochrei B'Samim, spice sellers, and they were in the shuk. Okay, and they wanted to take off the doors and sell their spices on Yom Tov. So the idea, it's really interesting, that it's clear from the Mishnah that people, I'm just going back to the Mishnah we're on Perek Gimel Mishnah Chet. So it's very clear that the people would go and get the materials that they needed on Yom Tov itself. So how can you buy without buying? So the Mishnah says the following. Omer Adam L'Chaveiro, a person can say to his friend, okay, either his neighbor or even if he went to the shuk, Maleli Kli Zeh, here, fill up this kli, fill up this vessel. You can't see me, I'm holding my hand up and you can't see it, okay? There we go. Fill up this vessel. Avalo b'midah. But he can't use lo b'midah with measurement. So there's two ways of understanding the Gemara. We're going to just read the Bartanura. Bartanura says, Avalo b'midah, b'kli ha'miyuchad midah shemodei democherbo. He had different measurements. So you have 1 cup, half a cup, whatever. And they designated this cup. It wasn't like measurement cups of today. They had a cup and they knew how much it was. And but if it wasn't the designated measuring cup, even though it was measurable, okay, when the one that they're using breaks, they'll use the second one. Nonetheless, got a little straight. Mutar limaloto, you can use it. So therefore, the Bartanura says what this means is you can say, fill me up this kli, this vessel, but you cannot use the measuring cup in the store that's designated as the measuring cup. The Kahati has a different explanation based on the Gemara. The Gemara said, based on the Gemara, the Kahati says, based on the position of Chachamim, okay, about Rava, he says, you can't mention the measurement. Whatever, we're going to leave it according to the Bartanura's understanding. Rabbi Yehuda says, Imaya Klisha Midah, Lo Yimalenu. Rabbi Yehuda says, even if you didn't designate it, if it's usable for measuring, then you can't use it to measure. Because remember, Chazal were trying to avoid people from being involved in business-like activity. So you can say, you can have a cup of split peas, but you can't, can you fill this up for me? You can take a cup and give it, and you give it back at the same amount later. But you can't use a measuring cup or something that was used in order, as a cup for measuring quantities. Maaseh Abba Shaul ben Botni, so there's a story about Abba Shaul ben Botni, Chayam Malei Midotav Me'erev Yom Tov. He would measure out measurements from Erev Yom Tov. V'notnam la'lekochot b'Yom Tov. We give it to his lekochot, or customers on Yom Tov, because he had a dry goods store or what have you in the shuk, and he knew they came for split peas and whatever. He'd measure it out before, and everybody would come and take it and then pay him later, which is probably smart because you don't have to worry about the whole measuring thing at all. Abba Shaul, there's a different Abba Shaul. He said. It's interesting that it's Abba Shaul ben Botnit and Abba Shaul. I don't know which one this is. If you know, let me know. Even Moed and Chol HaMoed he would measure out. B'nei Beirurei Hamidot. Okay, why would he do it Beirurei Hamidot? Okay, Beirurei Hamidot. B'nei Bitul Beit Midrash. Because he wanted to be Beirurei Hamidot. He wanted to exact, okay, to the Beirurei Hamidot, he wanted to exact Livarur, to have the right amount given, okay? A lot of people wanted to get stuff from him on the Moed, on Chol HaMoed. They're not working. Okay, but he wanted to go learn. He would do it at night. He would measure out at night. Okay, so they interpret, the Bartanura explains, Beirurei Midot, to people who are Beirur, I guess, running after or trying to exact the measurements. Okay, he would do it on Chol HaMoed for that reason. The Mishnah continues. The Chachamim say, no, af b'chol haya osekein. Even b'chol osekein. He would do it even on a regular weekday. Mipnei mitzui amidot. He would say mitzui amidot is to use the last, to drip out the last amount. If he sold oil, so he would take a cup of oil, and the person would bring his own cup. Remember, you didn't sell like plastic, whatever. You came with your own kli. You wanted oil or wine, so he would pour it in, he would pour it out, and then leave it overnight. so that the person would get the entire amount of measurement. Because if I just pour, there's a little at the bottom. So I, as a storekeeper, so the shopkeeper, I sell you a cup, but I'm giving you a cup minus the little drips at the bottom. So therefore, Mitsui wanted to give the entire amount. He would want to use the entire amount to give to the person. The Mishnah continues. So you can go to your normal chenvani, your storekeeper, and say to him, give me a certain amount of eggs or nuts, i.e., give me 2 dozen eggs, give me 13 eggs, give me 10 eggs. Why? Because as normal people, even if you're not buying it, you would count it. You would say, can I have 4 eggs? Betoch beito, in your house. You go to a neighbor and say, can I borrow 3 eggs? Can I borrow 4 eggs? So therefore, even though the minyan, that's the amount that you would order from the normal storekeeper, nonetheless, in this case, it's not considered like ma'asah matan, like business. It's like you're borrowing, like you would do normally in a normal interaction with your neighbors. And therefore, even on Yom Tov, you're allowed to ask in that way. Stop here and dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.